Fashoda Media TV, main news bulletin, 16th August 2025, Kirter 9 p.m. broadcast. Opening good evening and welcome to Fashoda Media TV News, bringing you the top stories making headlines across South Sudan and beyond. Lead story, Yei County falls out of SSPDF control. We begin tonight in Yei County, central Equatoria, where the front line has dramatically shifted. At dawn today, a joint force of SPLA-IO and NAS-TC launched simultaneous attacks on SSPDF bases in Lasu and Libogo. According to Opposition Spokesperson Col Lam Paul Gabriel, the operation resulted in the complete capture of both bases. Casualties: at least 12 SSPDF soldiers killed, opposition reports, 5 of its fighters killed in action. Weapons seized: 1 land cruiser mounted with a 14.5mm gun, 1 120mm mortar, 1 12.7mm heavy machine gun, multiple assault rifles and ammunition. The SSPDF is reportedly retreating in the direction of Yei Town, and the atmosphere remains highly volatile. Civilians are being urged to avoid proximity to military convoys or bases. Nasir County, SSPDF routed in Jikmir. Meanwhile, in Nasir County, Upper Nile State, SPLA-IO forces, supported by local armed youth, intercepted an SSPDF unit that advanced from Burabai to Jikmir. The opposition accuses the government troops of planning to loot property and harass civilians. A swift counterattack neutralized the threat, with all weapons captured and calm restored to the area. Burabai, White Army battles SSPDF. Still in Upper Nile, heavy clashes erupted in Burabai on Friday morning between the SSPDF and White Army fighters. Eyewitnesses describe hours of intense gunfire, forcing families to flee. Casualties remain unclear, and control of the town is still contested. Roads leading in and out of Burabai are unsafe, and humanitarian access has been cut off. Authorities have yet to release an official statement. SPLA-IO hands over youths to UNMISS. In a major humanitarian development, the SPLA-IO has handed 17 youths, some of them teenagers, to UNMISS for safe repatriation to their families in Juba. The youths were allegedly forcibly recruited into the SSPDF after the Shirkat gang incident in Juba earlier this year. Eyewitnesses claim they were moved to Malakal and Gelachel in Balliet County, where they were subjected to military training. The SPLA-IO accuses the government of child recruitment, a violation of both national and international law. UNMISS has confirmed that it will facilitate the safe return of the group to their homes. Tambura ambush, Western Equatoria. Turning to Western Equatoria, 1 SSPDF soldier has been killed and 2 others wounded in an ambush by SPLA-IO near Tambura town. The injured soldiers are undergoing treatment, while security forces have been reinforced in the area to prevent further escalation. Community leaders are calling for restraint, warning that renewed violence could destabilize the county. World News Alaska Summit. And finally, in world news, Russian President Vladimir Putin has landed in Alaska, USA, for a high-stakes summit with U.S. President Donald Trump. This marks Putin's first visit to America in nearly a decade. He was received by President Trump with a firm handshake under the watch of U.S. fighter jets in a ceremonial flyover. The summit, initially planned as a one-on-one, now includes senior officials, U.S. delegation, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Russian delegation, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Advisor Yuri Ushakov. Talks are expected to focus on a Ukraine ceasefire, though Ukraine itself was not invited to this opening round. President Trump says he hopes for progress today, but is prepared to walk away if the deal falls short. A follow-up involving Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky could take place if talks succeed. Closing. And that wraps up this hour's Fashoda Media TV News Bulletin. From the shifting front lines in Yei, to clashes in Nasir, to global diplomacy in Alaska, we'll continue to bring you the latest, accurate, and timely updates. Thank you for watching, and stay with Fashoda Media TV, your trusted source of news.